Are you tired of feeling everybody else's feelings, of picking up on what's happening in the world, which is a lot, but especially have the real negative stuff, the violence, the pain, people's agony? And if you relate to what I've already brought up, you've probably been absorbing most of your life, whether it be other people's physical issues or just gaining awarenesses about who they really are and what they're to do about who they really are when they have no clue. I have been like that my entire life. I remember one time knowing that my mother was in deep despair and literally psychically seeing this cloud of gray come into me from her. And immediately I felt despair, I felt down, and I took on actually my mother's pattern of how she dealt with angst, which is to eat. She smoked too, but I was only like 6 years old. So I didn't go toward that one. But I just wanted sugar. I just wanted candy bars or cookies. And given that we were Norwegian, there was always a lot of white sugar cookies in the house. Much of our lives, if we're sensitive, just might not even be about our own lives. Many of our cravings, our desires, our emotions, our body issues, our illnesses, even sometimes our goals might simply be imprints from those that are around us, and they can come in from the greater world as well. And the resulting confusion, the word confusion meaning with fusion, can lead many of us down some dark corridors and to question sometimes our own worth and our own value. Now, I think most people in the world question their sense of value. But, who knows how much of that is really just this sharing of shame and fears and the kind of black clouds that way too often penetrate family systems, communities, and the countries, and world at large as well. I'm going to talk about that type of predominant absorption. I'm going to label it as energetic codependency, and I'm going to approach it from a chakra basis and end with a guided meditation so you can get a better sense of and have some real inroads into what might be happening for you, what probably has been occurring for you through much, if not all of your life. And with a perspective, enable you to start letting go of what's not yours, to stop unconsciously trying to heal what's not yours, and to begin to bring through from the center out, your core out, yourself, your spirit, your essence, your brilliance, and your uniqueness. So I like to use the term energetic codependency when I'm talking about boundary issues that are psychic in nature, that are really about the energetic field for a couple reasons. First of all, many of us have an awareness of codependency. There's many different definitions. In general, it's sometimes considered a disease that you catch, if you would, that you're forced into when you're raised in a family system in which there are addictions and there have to be co-responders to it. Codependency is basically the taking care of others at a loss to yourself. And just sit with that for a minute. The taking care of another or others at a cost to yourself. And I want you to feel your emotions about that. The grief, the sadness, the anger, the reality that if that's how you've been raised, if that's one of the roles that you took on within your family system, or you even entered with as a soul, as a healing healer, shaman-oriented soul, I want you to feel your body relate to you about what kind of burdens you've been carrying and how lost you might have felt and still feel in regard to knowing the self and furthering the self, expressing the true self that you are. I attach the word energetic to that to recognize that though therapy, family systems therapy, and a lot of other psychological approaches certainly do understand and support the healing of the recovery from codependency. They don't always recognize the subtle energetic nature of it. Everything in this world, in this universe, including you, is made out of energy. Energy is information that vibrates. 99.999% of all energy is subtle or psychic or quantum or intuitive or spiritual, whatever term you want to use. And that recognizes that most of us is invisible. We are fields, and this is true too, in terms of the science. We are fields of light and sound, and that we're constantly emanating these fields of light and sound from every cell, from every organ system, but also from our chakras, our meridians, our nervous system, our brain, maybe even you could say our soul, from the inside to the out. And what we're sending out in terms of the subtle energetics carries programs or subtle messages that are basically telling the world who we are and how to treat us. And in turn, through our fields, that extended set of unlimited numbers of codes, programs, messagings about ourselves that are being sent out, there are openings in the field that bring in and that attract to us. If we've been raised to primarily think of ourselves, unconsciously believe ourselves to really only be safe or be able to fit into a family or a community or a relationship or be loved because we take on others' problems or pains to aid them, those are the messages being sent out. And the result is we'll attract people or beings or situations that are more than happy to say, carry my grief for me. Or, yeah, the world is in a tough place. Why don't you carry that darkness and keep working on it so the world can improve? At some level, nobody's currently asking us to do that, to be codependent energetically, to keep on absorbing and processing relentlessly and exhaustively into the level of fatigue that it leads us into. But something and somebody did originally set up that patterning, those thought forms and that programming, and it wasn't our fault, and we're still living that out if we are energetic codependent, if we are bringing in others' illnesses or emotions or thoughts or needs or anything really. And we're processing it, giving them our healthy energy and moving through their unhealthy energy. We are energetically codependent. It's not just about looking at, kind of what kind of addiction does somebody have? It's about looking at how have we been set up to process for others, to lose ourselves in that protocol, in that process, in that giving, and to consistently be out of touch with our true self. I want to talk about how I approach energetic codependency. And it's really through the chakra system. Not that chakras are the be all end all. I have written 40 plus books though, and many of them are about chakras. It's a good structure. It's a good model to use to explain the different types of energetic codependency. As I explain this, you're probably going to get a sense of where you fit in the chakra system. Maybe you have vulnerabilities in every single one of the 12 chakras that I work with. Maybe only 2 or 3, maybe just one pulses and screams at you and says, this is how you're energetic codependent. But I want you to have a sense of the where and the what of the chakras, the subtle energy structures you might be vulnerable to, that might be emanating messages into the world that say, give me your tired, you're poor, give me your problems. I will take it on and I will instead give you my healthy energy from that chakra. Just to be so we're on the same playing field, chakras are subtle energy. organs. 7 are in the body. All of them connect in the body. However, I work with 5 out of the body or extraordinary chakras. There's nothing unique about 12 chakras. There's all kinds of chakra systems, but I could see these when I was a kid. And so I've developed a modality that includes the 5 out of body as well as the 7 in body. But all chakras are physical, psychological, and spiritual. And the reason I'm emphasizing that is that you can be bringing in through any chakra somebody's physical issues, somebody's psychological issues, and through your intuition, some of their spiritual issues, some of their needs, their desires, their callings, their passions, and even their frailties, in terms of their own soul issues. So I'm going to start with the first chakra. It is in the hip. Get a sense if you're vulnerable, if you have programming inside that chakra or extending from that chakra that's leading you to take on from others and to give back to them the healed energy at a cost to yourself. First chakra, red, it is in the hips. It is physical. It is through this chakra, an energetic, codependent person will take on other people's physical issues, illnesses, pains, or aches, and replace that with their own physical energy. If you're tired a lot, you're probably doing this. If you feel like you don't have enough energy, life energy, passion for your own desires, that's probably very first chakra. Second chakra, orange, is in the abdomen. It's where the enteric nervous system lies. That's the center of emotions and creativity. If you feel flooded with others' feelings and what they want to accomplish innovatively and can't get to those for yourself, you're probably being emotionally, energetically codependent. Third chakra, yellow, it's in the solar plexus. This is the thinking center. It's also devoted to work and success. And if you're constantly picking up on other people's motivations, their thoughts, and even reading what they're going through in terms of their judgments, criticalness, their self-esteem, but their issues are becoming yours, and your self-esteem and self-confidence are going down. If your gut is constantly sort of muddied with what you're bringing in from others, that's your third chakra. That's mental empathy or claircognition. Then you're probably energetically codependent in and through the third chakra. And even though you might be really good at structure, when you're taking in what's not yours, streams of mental beliefs, you're not going to be able to organize yourself through 2 paper bags. It's just not going to happen. Fourth chakra, it's in the heart. It's green. This is the center of relational empathy. And if you're always relating to others' needs, what they require in terms of love, their lack of self-love, and you're making up to them for what's missing in terms of their self-love, their ability to give or receive love, their inability to be unconditionally loved, you're constantly snafu'd in relationships where you're pouring into them and getting nothing back. Fourth chakra, energetic codependency. Are you tired yet? A lot of us have all of these, all right? Don't judge. It's training. It's programming. Let's move up into the blue chakra. That's in the throat. That is the center of communication, psychic communication, as well as singing and shouting and reading and learning. And if you sometimes sense that it's like ticker tape, like other people's literally streams of thoughts or consciousness or kind of self-evident about who they are coming through you, or you can hear their thoughts or sense their thoughts, especially the negative ones, or you're too exposed to voices that are not your own. You probably are too open, energetically codependent in the fifth chakra, which is about communication. Let's rise another level into the third eye, the sixth chakra. in the brow. I see this as violet. This is the center of vision, of pictures. Now, it's not only about getting psychic images. It's in this chakra we absorb while we're growing up, and even now, what culture or different outlets of culture, kind of those ideas about who we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to be. Even kind of what's on the internet or, likes and dislikes absorb in here and form our self-image. Those create the pictures we have inside of ourselves. And if we're vulnerable to others' low self-images, to what they need to feel good about themselves, or we even get their dreams. I've had a young girl one time come to me because she was getting all these nightmares. And I said, I don't think those are your nightmares. I think they're somebody else's. You're helping them. She goes, well, that sounds like me. She was 8. If you feel like, let's say you've been with a friend and they were down on themselves and you leave and you're down on yourself, or if you get pictures that are about them, visions, right? Psychic ones, but they're not about you. That is a exposure, energetic codependency in the third eye. 7th chakra, it's white. It's on the top and beyond the head. And this is the center of spirit. This is the center of your spirit, your connection to spirit, to the greater universe. When we're vulnerable here, we are the person that knows who somebody really is, their essence, their goodness. And sometimes that makes us available to be, I want to say the word mutilated, to be projected on. Or we take on the ills of the world, the violence and the evils that are in the world right now, because we believe it's our job to fix those. We're the ethical manager in terms of the chakra universe. But we'll end up feeling bad about ourselves and like we're not doing God's will or doing enough to help the world, the nature of the world, or to boost somebody else because we're energetically codependent. We're not shining our light. We're trying to shine a light to help everyone else. A little bit above the 7th chakra is an 8th chakra. It is black and silver. Can you feel it? It's our shaman self. It opens to other worlds, other dimensions. It extends. It's our traveling vehicle into other places and spaces. Shamans, if you're really strong in this chakra, really have every single chakra gift. And they're often internally healers, believing it is their job to absorb everybody's problems and pains into every chakra and then heal, send their own life energy, their own feeling energy, their own mental energy, their own relationship energy, their own communication, their own sense of vision, etc., to others, because it's a self-sacrifice model. So if you relate to that, you're going to relate to a lot of these chakras, signs of energetic codependency. 9th chakra is gold. It's about an arm's length over the head. It's a really interesting chakra. I could do a whole unit just on this chakra. It holds the symbols for your soul to bring into your body to be healthy in this lifetime. But it's the harmonic chakra. And some people are just so good. And if you are this person, own it, that they just want everybody in harmony. Years ago, there was a song. It was actually a real song, but then Coca-Cola took it over. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. Then they go on about Coca-Cola. I'm not sure that's bringing harmony to the world. In fact, I know it's not. But when you're very harmonic, you will self-sacrifice, like literally not eat because other people don't have food. Everything is about not speaking yourself, asserting yourself because it could hurt somebody else. Let's go down the other side. Brown, under your feet, about 2 feet, is the 10th chakra. Sometimes this is called an earth star chakra. It is in the ground, and it's about the earth, the cosmos, and ancestry. people really strong in this earth-based anchoring sense if a tree is in pain or what their animals are going through. You'll be picking up on the environment, the earth, the pain of the earth, or even of the stars and the cosmos, or be processing everything that was undone or painful from your ancestors. Those are serious burdens. That kind of energetic codependency is hard to explain and can set you up for being oversensitive to anything in the environment and anything inorganic and EMF. 2 more chakras I'm going to talk about. The 11th is rose. It's in the greater field. It's also around the hands and the feet. Now, this is a really fun chakra because once you really develop it, you can command natural and supernatural energies like whoosh, here comes the wind. How fun, right? A lot of tribal nations and villages and cultures rely on somebody having this gift. We need to bring rain. We need to, kind of find the buffalo, whatever it might be. And if it's not developed and you're used in this area, you could find yourself only leading to help other people. That anything you manifest, you right away give away. Or you're that person in the family or in a system that good things come to you, but you don't benefit from them. Only others do. That's an 11th chakra, energetic codependency. And then finally, we all have a 12th chakra. It's in the outer field around our entire field, and we can find it in the very middle of our heart chakra. This one is unique. I don't really usually think there's a negative spin on this chakra. Inside of it are abilities and gifts and traits unique to who we are. So how do we heal our energetic codependency? Well, you're not going to do it in a half-hour teaching. Just say that, but you can start it because you understand it. And I'm going to present to you some tools through a guided meditation that can keep inviting you to release yourself from the path of losing yourself to seemingly give a gain to others. Take a couple deep breaths and bring yourself into the very middle of your heart chakra. In here is a chamber. I call it the God spot, where your own spirit indwells with whatever you call and know as the greater spirit. Here is your own essence with the greater essence, always radiating, always knowledgeable, wise, and drawing on the unlimited love and power of Source. And I want you to feel into how you are, what you know about yourself within this divine wellspring, and what perspective you hold within here about codependency in general. In this space, you know that doing for others what they need to do for themselves is not serving them. When you take from them their life lessons, their pain, their feelings, their illnesses, you're actually beggaring them of their wisdom path, not on purpose. That's just the result. And you're losing your own anchoring in your truth, your beauty, and your self-love. And from this perspective that you have within this divine chamber or God spot, get a sense of the energetic, subtle energetic component of being, just kind of too loose with the messages. I'm here. I'm the doctor. I'm the healer. You're here to be you, not to just be for others. You're here to be for self in response to others without becoming them psychically. And so with that awareness, I'm going to be bringing you through a 3-step process I always use from this God spot, this place of self-godhood, that you can use any time to recalibrate, to reconfirm the self, to live your life, to make decisions, to meditate, to release energies that are not your own, to regain the energies that yours, whatever it is you are called to do. So from this place, in the center of the God spot, affirm your essence or your spirit, your immortal self. And that this beautiful self you are, that from the center of every chakra draws upon the unlimited love and power of Source, will be how you're going to go through the world. What does that decision feel like to you or mean in this moment? Your spirit can unify body, mind, and soul and purify constantly. If you're going to engage with someone else, or if you think maybe you've absorbed that which is not yours, take the next step on spirit to spirit and just affirm their spirit, their immortal essence, that you're going to relate to them only spirit to spirit. And it is their spirit that can draw back out of you what you've absorbed, or give back to you wholly the energy that has been taken, and help with your spirit break the cycle of energetic codependency. In this second step, you're also affirming that there's guidance and help only of the highest of consciousness and varieties that will help you consistently with recovering from an energetic codependence pattern in any of the chakras, through all the chakras, and to restore yourself to yourself. And the third step in making inroads right now to releasing the patterns through all chakras of energetic codependency, or moment to moment when you need to do this, when you become aware, oh, I've taken on what's not mine, is to turn the process over to the greater spirit. You don't have to do this alone. Just ask for help. And know that always available, created for you, are streams of grace or love in motion that will do the healing, the release, the reconstitution, the teachings, the wisdom gathering, the pattern breaking, and allow you to be and express yourself. Take a few deep breaths and then do one more round with these healing streams, sensing and feeling them moving all the way through every chakra, from above the head all the way down, through you, through your spine, and out, horizontally, expanding to fill you, your energetic field, and to push beyond. Again, releasing from you whatever energies that have not been your own, changing those programs from the inside to the out, so that right now, in the next minute, you bring in what is yours to bring in: goodness, truth, air, the winds of change, loving messages, connections to elementals or guides or guardians, healing energies, what you need to manifest or become well. Love. Breathe. And be. Enjoy this healing of energetic codependency.